This idyllic neighborhood, located along the shores of the Potomac River and the Quantico Creek, is home to a variety of people and wildlife. However, it is also hiding a dark secret. Opened in 1948, Possum Point Power Station originally had 4 units, powered by coal, to create electricity. In 2003, Units 1 and 2 were retired while Units 3 and 4 were converted to natural gas. After years of using coal to power the plant, millions of tons of coal ash waste were produced, and with it, the problem of where to store it. The coal ash was originally located in 5 ponds. In 2015, Dominion wanted to consolidate the waste by combining all the coal ash into Pond D. In the process of consolidating the waste, they released 27.5 million gallons of coal ash wastewater into Beaver Pond, a tributary located between the power station and the housing developments on Quantico Creek, which drains directly into the Potomac River. This was discovered by Potomac Riverkeepers Network during a routine flyover. Dominion stated that the wastewater was well treated, however, there were concerns to the validity of such a claim. In 2015, Dominion applied for solid waste permit to bury coal ash in the bottom of what was once Pond D. The motivation for this move was because they believed that the clay lining in the bottom of the pond was sufficient enough to prevent seepage, despite the fact that it had been seeping for over 30 years. Environmentalists say the only safe way to contain coal ash is using synthetic base layer, and that it must be at a site far away from water sources. Dominion says that trucking coal ash to a facility far away would be too expensive, despite the fact that they have access both to the railroad that cuts straight through their property and barges on the river. Since 2015, the Potomac Riverkeepers Network has led the charge in holding Dominion accountable, both through legal action and grassroots organizing. In June, they discovered that one of the ponds was emptied into Beaver Pond near Quantico Creek. Later that year, the network collaborated with the Southern Environmental Law Center to sue Dominion Virginia Power for illegally discharging coal ash waste into Quantico Creek in the Potomac River. Upon the realization that the DEQ approved a permit allowing the dumping of millions of gallons of coal ash waste, local residents, the Potomac Riverkeepers Network, and other environmental organizations protested at the Department of Environmental Quality office. A month after Dominion revealed that 27.5 million gallons of coal ash wastewater were dumped into Quantico Creek, the Potomac Riverkeepers Network and the Southern Environmental Law Center filed an appeal of the wastewater permit. After discovering that Dominion paid for David Paler, the Virginia Department of Environmental Quality, the head of Virginia's Department of Environmental Quality, to attend the Masters Golf Tournament the previous year, Potomac Riverkeepers Network also requested that the EPA launch a criminal investigation into the relationship between Dominion and the Department of Environmental Quality. In October of 2016, Senator Scott Sturvell became interested in this issue when he discovered that his constituents' wells had not been tested for over 30 years. The last data reported by Dominion in 1986 showed high levels of cadmium and zinc in the site's groundwater. When its constituents' well sites were tested, they showed high levels of arsenic, mercury, lead, boron, selenium, and other harmful metals. The effects of these heavy metals on humans include high blood pressure, paralysis, changes in heart rhythm, vomiting, muscle weakness, difficulty breathing, kidney disease, damage to the lungs, kidney, circulatory, and nerve tissue damage, brain damage, miscarriages, autism, hair loss, neurological abnormalities, and bone brittleness. They can also cause skin, lung, liver, and bladder cancer, as well as death in high doses. Additionally, Prince William County and the state of Maryland also filed appeals to the permit. In September of 2016, the Virginia State Court heard Potomac Riverkeeper Network's appeal to the wastewater permit. Activists explained to the courts that without proper treatment, the permit both violates federal laws and threatens wildlife habitats. By the end of 2016, Dominion announced that they would be switching residents with groundwater over to public city water, essentially admitting that they contaminated the groundwater and subsequently local residents' well water. In April of 2017, Terry McAuliffe announced support of a bill to institute a moratorium on solid waste permits. The bill would ensure that Possum Point cannot continue previous practices for their future plans to bury the coal ash in Pond D. The bill passed on April 5th, a victory, but not the end of the story. More needs to be done to ensure Dominion finishes the process of cleaning up the mess that is Possum Point, ensuring that this region returns to the healthy environment needed by both locals and wildlife. The problem of coal waste at Possum Point is not an isolated event. Dominion and other energy companies continue dumping coal ash in other water systems, which is why we need to stay vigilant, continue monitoring rivers and wells, and hold corporations responsible for the environmental damages they cause and how they impact communities. To learn more, visit the websites of Potomac River Keepers Network, the Virginia chapter of the Sierra Club, and stay politically active.